Hey y'all. So this is what it looks like on the Reed farm when Lonnie overdoes it the day before. Like an idiot and don't take care of myself. Um, it was like 90 something degrees out yesterday. Um, I haven't been at the top of my game. I got a little desalinated last week. Just too much sweat. It was too hot. I didn't drink enough water. So I messed myself up a little bit and my toes started cramping up on me and stuff. It's been really hot. It's been really humid. So I woke up this morning and my heart was racing a bit. My muscles are real tight. And my massage therapist, the wonderful man he is, happened to be out of town. He went to Costa Rica for 8 days. So I try and get a massage about every week because of the levels of which we work around here. We generally need, I need a massage. I need it a lot. Because I just get so tight, I overwork. And this is part of my new quest. And it's ironic I did the balance video yesterday, and this is part of my quest, is finding balance. So I lay in bed here. This is one thing that I use. It's probably backwards on the video. It says Trace Mineral Drops. It's electrolytes, basically. This is concentrated seawater. Real clean. Or, nothing in it. This is not Gatorade. This is way better than Gatorade. This is what we should be taking. Proper salts. Magnesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, the electrolytes we need. So I'm slowly replacing those things, drinking it in some tea. Kelly just made me a poultice, and I don't want to pull this off, but she used some Comfrey and some Panadol because I've got a particularly wicked knot right here in this shoulder. So this is our quest to stay off of pharmaceuticals, stay off of pills. I don't want to take that stuff. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. If I have to, occasionally I might take an Advil for a headache, but generally those things just mask the symptom. The symptom of this is overwork. That I know this, and I have a bad habit of doing that. Luckily, I don't have anything to do today, so I can relax today. It's good. So Kelly's making me some tea right now. We're looking at vasodilator, which is really what I need right now. I can feel everything is just really restricted. Blood's just not getting where it needs to. That's why my heart rate tends to elevate. As soon as I get a massage and get some good vasodilators in me, it tends to go down and I tend to feel good again. And then I can work. But I'm backing off. I have to. Can only do this for so long, I guess. I just going 100 miles an hour for the last 9 years. And getting this place built, it's finally my time to step back and find my balance. And I find that being humble has really helped me a lot. And I was thinking about it this morning, and I don't think there's a whole lot more humbling thing than putting a video of myself laid up in bed because I beat my own ass in the farm yesterday. And basically just admitting I don't have what I used to have. I don't have the steam I used to have. I'm 46 years old. I have competed in wrestling for a long time. I coached wrestling for a long time. I competed with some really tough people, and I was there. I was at the top of my game when I was 25, 35, and then it just started to trickle off a little bit. And I never thought that would happen, as a young person, doing the things that I did, doing the kind of work that I did. I just didn't think that would happen to me. I figured stay in good shape. You're always in good shape until I injured my back, and it's never been the same since. So now I do a lot better with recovery time when I eat properly, and I've really been focused on that really carefully. Lots of homegrown food, trying to balance right, trying to get my complex carbs, trying to get my vitamins and my minerals. Right now, Kelly is steeping me a tea that she just went outside and harvested everything for. She pulled cranberry hibiscus leaves, hibiscus caliphylus leaves, both of the hibiscus families, but generally hold really good vasodilators, anthocyanins, Any of those reds and purples generally are vasodilators. So that should help me to open things up a little bit and get a little more blood flowing. Then she put some Biden's alba leaves, stems, and flowers, which have just the array of medicinal benefits of Biden's alba is staggering. And it's a weed, and we all have it in our yard. And a lot of people really just don't pay attention to it and pull it out and hate it and everything. But it really is truly medicine. We eat it in our salads all the time. What else did she put in there? She put some lemongrass in there. She put some Jamaican cherry leaves, Muntingia calibura. They have some wonderful properties. And she also put a little chamomile. We do not grow chamomile, so that was purchased. But everything else in there came from our farm. And the food that I'm going to eat today comes from our farm. So as I grow my garden and I grow my place, the whole purpose of it is to be able to get off the system. And in our goal to get off the system, that also means not just the food system, it means the medical system too. So if I grow my own food and occasionally run into issues, which we all are going to, you're going to strain something, you're going to hurt something, you're going to get sick, it's going to happen to us all. So I'm not going to turn to the pill. I'm not going to turn to running to the doctor. I'm going to sit here, logically think about what is going on with my body, what caused it, what could have caused it, and then what are some solutions that I can come up with, and obviously some natural solutions. What can I harvest out of my garden that will make me feel better? What can I harvest that will open up my blood vessels? Now, I've gone to school for nutrition counseling, health coach, and stuff like that, which is where a lot of my nutrition knowledge came from. A lot of it was just research I did myself, but then I went to school so I could be trained by a doctor that had actually been to medical school, so I wasn't just throwing darts and hoping for the best. I did want the actual scientific knowledge. So I have that behind me. That has really helped me a lot in keeping myself going. But I tell you what, it is a humbling time in my life that at 46 years old, I have to slow down and redirect my energies. So I have some thoughts on how I'm going to redo some things here on the farm, how I'm going to restructure, get some help. The tiny house needs to be put into effect. I think I'm going to hook up with the WWOOFing system, which is the Worldwide Organic Farming Federation. I believe that is the acronym for that, where people come and stay at your place for a short period or extended period. We will go with a short period. Previous experiences have told us an extended period is not a very good thing. So a week or two at a time max. But people that want to come and learn what we do and learn how we do it, but don't have the money to necessarily pay for an extended stay at some sort of a big school or something like that, where they just want to learn the knowledge, eat the food, and just kind of hang out with us. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go. As you know, we're a farm. Farms don't make a lot of money. It's just how it is. So we can't afford a full-time employee. If I could afford a full-time employee, I would have it. I just can't afford that. So we're going to turn to volunteer. And we pay in plants. We pay in food and knowledge, and we have not had much of a hard time getting volunteers here. It's been quite easy, actually. And some of the volunteers have ended up being some of the coolest people I've ever met. My boy Johan came by yesterday. I haven't seen him in almost a year, and I think he's going to be back, actually, to help us out. So that's super cool. And lots of other people that we've gotten to be really good friends with. Crystal worked here for quite a long time. Really great girl. Helped us a lot. There's a list. There's just a whole big long list of people that have helped. Some employees, some were volunteers. Had this one girl, Peggy. Man, I called her Awesome Peggy. Awesome Peggy would come through here, and I'd give her a project, and she'd do it in about a half an hour, like a maniac. Pull weeds and stack stuff and mulch, and oh man, Awesome Peggy. Haven't seen her in a while, but she was cool. So I'm spending my day in bed watching YouTube videos, perfecting some grafting techniques. Hopefully I can produce some more things, better things. So while my body cannot perform today, my mind can. And I'm going to sit here, I'm going to read a little bit. I do have a very important book here that I need to finish. This is Walter Zill, Maturing with Mangoes. I had this book, I made it part of the way through it, and then I lent it to my buddy Mina, and then Mina hung on to it for a couple of years. So I finally got it back, so it's time to finish this one. And there's also a couple of books in my own head that I need to get out. So I think the time has come in my life where my body has said to me, you need to relax and pursue other avenues rather than running around the farm like a maniac 20 hours a day. It's not healthy for anyone to do. And I don't know why I feel this way, why I feel I have to do that. I think a lot of us do that. We overwork like crazy. And it's not necessary. It really isn't. I could justify it. I could justify it all day because the farm looks how it does because of what I've done. I could also pull the slow and steady wins the race card and just be the tortoise, which is what I have to do now. The hair is worn out. Not this hair. Plenty of that. But I just have to slow down and focus more on propagation. I think that's a good place for me to be, grafting and propagating a lot of the really cool plants that we have here and turning them out, as a lot of things are really starting to fruit well this year, last year, this year. Some things that we've put in the last couple of years, fruits in particular. I spent the first couple of years of this place building structures and tending animals and learning how to deal with animals and raise meat and all that. And as the years have gone on, we've gotten further away from that and not near as much. I have one pig left that I have to butcher, and I'm not looking forward to it because I have gotten to the point where I don't like killing things anymore. I've done it enough. I've done it a lot. I'm not a fan. And the meat is not as important to me. The rabbit is still something I like to eat. But I've gotten worn out on killing things. So it's very interesting how I don't know that I could be a full vegetarian, but I could definitely lean very far in that direction. We've really searched out a lot of plants that have a lot of good protein contents. Barbados gooseberry, the Pereschia, that's been a really great plant. Thank you, Sean T. Pierce, for hooking me up with those cuttings a few years ago. That has grown into a massive plant. I have shared many cuttings, sold many plants. Katuk, that has a good protein content, good iron content. Got that one from Grower Jim many years ago. I've propagated thousands of those since then. So that was where I focused a lot of my energy and time for the first, I'd say 5-6 years. A few fruit trees went in, but not very many. It was mostly perennial vegetables that I really wanted to grow because that seemed to be the most important stuff in our diets, in our daily diet. And a lot of people come here looking for fruit trees, and we have lots of fruit trees. And fruit trees are really fun, and they're whimsical, and they're exciting. And that's what draws people in. But in the end, most fruit trees only produce for a very short period out of the year, and these perennial vegetables produce every day. And I don't want to eat fruit for just 1 month. I want to eat food every day. So things like these tropical spinaches, edible greens, all the edible greens, and there is just a vast selection that we have out here, and it grows every day. And it changes season to season also. So the video we did of Florida Free Living, you can find that in the in our playlist, Florida Free Living, Vids the Reed Farm, and it sounded like TJ might be wanting to come back here and do one more video. Just messaged him the other day, hey, what's up? How you been? Hope you guys are good. And it sounded like he was excited to come back. So that was really fun. That video got over 30,000 views. So we'll never say no to that. But that was the focus of that was here's the food, here's the edible greens, here's the stuff that is going to keep you alive in times of turmoil like we saw a couple of years ago and like we could see again in the future. So getting these plants in place, these things that don't die, some of them might freeze to the ground. Our Katuk freezes to the ground every season, but it is root hardy and it always comes back. Some of them freeze down, some of them do not. But there's always stuff here. And when there is a freeze, we're running our annual vegetables. You know, we've got our kales and our collards and mustards and sorrel and bok choy and carrots and all that stuff is coming in all winter. So there's always lots and lots of food in the wintertime when our summer stuff is gone. And the funny part about that is that I see most people more worried about their summer gardens, and my summer garden is my easiest garden. My winter garden is the one that takes the effort. And that is what everyone seems to focus on, which I think is a good thing because it needs the focus. But this I shut my garden down in the summertime thing is crazy to me because I don't really do anything in the summer, and I probably have more food in the summer than I do in the winter at my fingertips, and less input, far less input. I just watched a David the Good video actually while I was laying here, and some of the things he said, he and I would love to meet him. I got to meet him because it seemed like we share the same brain in our views on this. It's like, why fight the climate? Just grow what wants to grow here. And if you really want to know what wants to grow in Florida, look at my summer garden, because I really don't plant a whole lot of annual anything in the summer. Jicama, I might throw some seeds of that in. I didn't manage to get them in this year, but there are some holdover seeds from last year, and I have a huge vine up out back that has popped up. So the jicama went ahead and planted itself. Roselle, I do love to plant my roselle for the summer. So we have our cranberry sauce, and again, massive vasodilator. So Hibiscus sabatorifa, that is known as red zinger tea. We might have seen that in the Celestial Seasonings tea boxes. We can grow that with great success in the summertime in really poor soil. Very, very aggressive plant. Great thing to grow. Seeds itself heavily. You can save tons of seeds. Haven't seen it reseed itself. I guess the cold might blast those seeds or something, because it does not seem to come back from seed. You do have to save them and replant in the winter or the summertime, as opposed to all of my perennial hibiscuses that are semi-perennial, semi-annual, but very much self-seeders, and they come back. We found that this one kale, Ethiopian kale, what an awesome plant, has just kept reseeding itself. I have plants out there right now, and this is a winter crop, and they have leaves on them right now. I could harvest from them today. So that's been an awesome one for us. I'm just trying to go through the gardens and see what's always there. Suriname spinach, water leaf, a lot of people call it that. It's confused with Jewels of Opar, which is not the same plant. They look kind of similar. I need to get that one up from out back. I did find it one day and had seen it back there, and I didn't know what it was. And David Scanlon happened to be here one day, and that guy has like a plant encyclopedia. And I said, hey man, I got this plant. I'd love to see if you can ID it. And he looked at it and said, oh yeah, Jewel of Opar. Good edible. Very nice plant, nice greens. Oh, starfish, come here, baby. Oh, my fishy. This is my ultimate snuggler. Come here, baby. There she is. There's the starfish. Hi, baby. Say hi to you too. Come here. Come on. This is where my fishy lays. Oh, starfishy. This is the absolute best snuggler in the world. So, not necessarily a terrible day for me. Just an exhausted body. And I guess I've earned a day off after the past, 3,000 days in a row, pretty much. Yeah, roughly 3,000 days. Not many days off. We fish a little bit, but still, that's a very active activity. But yeah, we garden 7 days a week. We farm 7 days a week. I propagate constantly. If I'm not here, I'm running somewhere, finding plants, running to a nursery, doing something. So, here we go. The tea has arrived. I'm not sure if I can sit up. I've got this poultice on my shoulder. That's the reason I'm laying here. I'm not crippled by any means.
I can put
I
my
have.
hand
Oh, here we
under.
go. All right. My lovely.
Okay.
Here's my juice. Let's see. She got it. She's got me. I'm trying to keep that poultice from me. And I'm laying on a heating pad. Oh, good. Is it good there? Get your hand
Slide
over
my
there.
hand out.
Perfect. I'm trying to keep it right on that knot.
It's hot.
It's hot. So what did we put in here again? We did
There's
Calophilus hibiscus, Aceticella, Montingia, lemongrass, chamomile.
chamomile.
Is that it?
Mint.
Mint. Mint for some flavor. Mint number 1 is the mint variety that we are growing and having great success with. Ooh, this smells
Biden's.
good. Biden's. Oh, yeah, we did talk about Biden's. Mint number 1. I call it that because that is what Josh Jameson calls it over at Cody Cove, and he has been working on this plant for a while. It seems really, really aggressive. Awesome mint. Seems to just keep going, propagates very well, and is delicious on top of it. Really, really great flavor. Ooh, yeah. So the one thing that I will do to this tea is I will drop some of these trace mineral drops in it. Replace the electrolytes that I burned out yesterday. I know what I did yesterday. I know exactly what I did. I know exactly when I did it. We had a chicken coop issue. The chickens keep getting out and destroying my Jabuticaba forest over there, where I have 16 rare varieties, several of them fruiting, and the chickens were stealing my fruits and stealing my seeds, which affects my nursery, and it affects my collection, and that can't happen. So the chickens had been locked up, and they just didn't have enough room, so we had to clear some space, and I had to pull some fence sections down. I had to move a little dog run in place so they get an extra 60 or so square feet just to scratch around and stuff. I just felt I didn't like how they were living, so I had to do that. And maybe I should have asked for some help. Maybe I should have used the tractor for the whole thing. I don't know. It wasn't really possible to get in there, but I had to pick up a few barrels full of food, chicken food. They weighed like 300 pounds each. Doing those stupid things is probably not the best idea. But at one point in my life, not very long ago, I did pick up a 500-pound bale of alfalfa hay. So I learned that I was capable of doing that. 150-pound me can pick up 500 pounds. That's cool. And it's neat to know that I can force my body to do something like that. But then the results of that, maybe.
There's a difference between what you
Can do and what you should do. Yeah. What you can do, what you should do. What I can do is pick up a 500-pound bale of alfalfa. What I should do is ask 2 or 3 friends to come over and help me, or wait until the tractor is fixed, or come up with many other options. So, while I like to think I make smart decisions, I don't always. And my dumb decisions are quite humbling. So yesterday's video was balance. Today's video is humble. Today I am humbled. Hopefully you guys can get something out of this disaster that today is for me. And Kelly is hurting as well, because she did something also kind of stupid. What did you do, honey?
I picked up a plant because I was rushing,
I thought you were Italian, not Russian.
and I have 2 herniated discs in my low back,
Yep.
and I have irritated both of them.
Another classic example of what can you do versus what should you do.
It's really an example of what can you do safely, and I
Safely.
should have done it safely.
Yeah. It was raining.
It wasn't that high. It wasn't that heavy.
No, but it was the way she did it. I saw what she did. She actually picked up a 15-gallon, or maybe it was a 10-gallon. It was a 10-gallon Jabuticaba that was on our porch. And since it was raining, she wanted to push all the Jabas out into the rain so they can get some natural water.
something I've done several times.
Several times, except the way she did it this time was she actually had to lower it off of the deck down onto a step. And rather than just getting wet for a second and sliding it down, she stayed up on the top step and attempted to lower it down onto the step, overextending the back very much. And there was a pop. And she's not been the same since. So we are both a disaster today from doing dumb things. So today is the Humble Reed Farm show. We are in bed today for the first time. When was the last time we did this?
Me?
When was the last time the two of us laid in bed
I don't even
and just
know.
spent the day in
We
bed?
don't ever do
Yeah.
that. Not when we're well.
I think before we got married.
Probably.
Yeah, we used to have our Sundays. We used to call them shitbag Sunday, where we would lay in bed like big shitbags and eat bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches and watch movies and relax.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore. So now we're having Humble Tuesday. So I'm gonna step off here and go relax and heal. And Mango Mania tomorrow. So luckily that's on Mina Iskandar. He will handle that like the little beast he is. And he's the star of the show during that. We'll be out there. We'll be selling some plants, but we're gonna take it easy. All right, guys. Go grow your gardens and don't work too hard in the summertime. It's not necessary. Later.